Oh, greetings, knife fans. Love Them Knives channel. And we're here with you, LTK, to talk about a knife that, I really wanted to completely crush and destroy and hate on this knife because of the triad lock. But damn it, I kept playing with the triad lock so much it started actually getting smooth on me. And now I've lost my steam. I was gonna say, this is crazy. They don't need a lock like this. It's so difficult to operate. And now look at it. Ah, jeez. Now it's smooth and easy to function. And God, I hate that when that happens. I know you triad lock lovers are going to be laughing now. Laugh at me. Laugh. Go ahead. Oh, I love the design of this Immortal. It's so cool. And, I saw it, the head of Cold Steel, in his hotel room, I guess, or suite or something. And he had this in the Frenzy and something else he was showing, which was a little difficult. It was kind of a strange video because it was kind of from across the room. But, wow, I really love this gladius sword type design. And it's a big old chunky knife, big old G10 sculpted scales on here. Thumb disc that's ambidextrous. I mean, this is just a real kind of crazy badass knife. And it's ridiculous. It's impractical. Can we call it Cold Steel? That's what they do. They do that kind of stuff. And wow, I'm just, I got the OD green one instead of the tan because I kind of thought this was really cool. I like this color better than the tan, but I think both would be really nice. And you got your big-ass lanyard hole here. You drive a microbus through it. And this pocket clip that's, wow. Here it is. I mean, it's anchored to where, wow. It's amazing. And you could flip it, of course. You can go from right-hand tip up to left-hand tip up. Like I said, ambidextrous thumb disc. And what's cool about this is that it's got the CTS-XHP steel, which is, that's great. That's great. You know what? It came in this box, and Cold Steel, I mean, they go way out of their way for beautiful designer boxes and polishing cloths and extra screws. And no, they don't give you shit. They don't give you anything. This is not fancy at all. Give you a warranty, though. They give you a crazy-ass knife. And you know what? I think they're so ballsy. I just love it. Oh, my God. My next one, Cold Steel, that I'm going to review, I'll guarantee it's going to be the Frenzy. Now, that is crazy. That's completely insane. This is just mostly insane. But that one is completely insane. And, of course, it totally appeals to me because of that. And I thought, when I got this box, see, I was expecting damn near a sword, in the mail. And it's not. No, it's not a sword. It's not a pocket sword. But I know this is like about a 4-inch blade, which was almost disappointing. Of course, the Frenzy's like, what, 5.5? I don't know, whatever. It's big. It's really big. So, I don't know. I'm calling it a 4-inch blade. Pretty much. Which is what, like about 10 centimeters overall. And then, look at this. 9 3/8 inches overall. That's pretty big. 23.5 centimeters. It's a big knife. Big knife. Big knife. Big Bear. John Candy in that Vacation. Big Bear. This is a big knife. Let's see what we get when we get on top of these high spots. 14 millimeters. Yeah, 0.55 inches. Okay, that works. What do we got here? Got some blade stock here. 0.145, blah, 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 blah. Get back on there. So about 4mm thick. Whew. Yeah, I mean, I kept playing with this thing until I got tendonitis running across here and down my fingers. Now I got to go to the doctor and get an injection in here. I know, the triad lock is a hard lock. And at first when I got this, see, I did this. This is what I did. You know, it sounds like a crippled gear wheel. Click, 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 click. And I did this while I was sitting in front of the TV watching a game. And my wife was like, I'm going to kill you, keep doing that. I'm going to kill you. But, you know, I just kept doing it. And, you know, it got a little bit better and a little bit better because it was really stiff and uncomfortable out of the box. Actually, my tendonitis is now getting better. I don't know. I don't know. But what a beast. I mean, check this out. I know I'm moving it around a lot. Sorry about that. And I can't help it. I just keep, you know, it's satin grind. Well, this is not sharp, if you were interested in understanding that. And there's your thumb disc. And yes, this part is sharp. And you know, cold steel, they make sharp knives. So, do they make sharp knives? Oh, baby. Yeah, you just touch it. It just glides right in. Yeah, that's pretty sharp edge. One of the sharpest edges, really, from a factory knife. Big, huge. What did we do? I mean, 4, and then there's a 9, so it's like 5 point something over length of the handle. Almost 5.5 inch long handle. It's a long handle. There's a lot of real estate on here. Actually, it's pretty comfortable, and this is not intrusive at all. See how it lays right in this milled groove? Talk about really staying out of the way. You know, you can't really choke up on this knife, so, but that's okay. Wow. Click, clunk. Wow. Yeah, that's a beefy lock on there. Beefy lock. I'll tell you what, I got a cold steel knife that's even worse than this triad lock. This one, this holdout 3, what a pain in the ass. I brought a bunch of holdout 3s into the Legion in the town I was living in at the time, and they go, no. I mean, pretty much a lot of them had arthritis in their hands, tendonitis, some problems. And they just they were like, how do I disengage this knife? It's shit, you know, that kind of thing. And it was tough. And, you know, they're kind of tough. I mean, so they bought the little Boker Kalashnikov automatics. Push a button. They go, I'll push a button. I'll push a button. And I was a little disappointed because I really thought, you know, these were the bomb. These are lightweight, easy to carry, you know, wonderful knives. I have like 3 of these. I keep one in the car, one in my motorcycle, one up on the shelf to throw in my shorts because it's a light, easy carry, super sharp. Love the knife. Don't, you know, sometimes just the lock just is, it's, you know, it's not easy, okay? Let's just agree to, but this one is a lot easier actually than that holdout 3. Believe it or not, it is. So actually, this functions better. Go figure. I don't know. But you know, okay, and I'm not knocking this, but I gotta say this. I gotta say this in my video. And I'm sorry if this is gonna offend you or offend the people at Cold Steel, but I'm just gonna make an observation as if I'm detached from the world or whatever, okay? So I'm going, you know, they demonstrate their strength of their triad locks. They put it in a vise. And then they swing a hammer around. Bam. Bam. Hits it on the spine, right? show you what kind of a spine whack it can endure before this lock fails. Just a basic observation. Do you put your knife in a vise? Is that how you carry it around? You like have a big, huge vise and you put it in your pocket and then okay. Or you're out cutting something, you go, hold on, I got to get my vise out here because I'm going to put my knife in a vise because I got to do some cutting. No, you use your hand, right? So is the dexterity and the opposable primate type thumbs that we have, how is that equal to a vise? I'm sorry, but maybe I'm not, you know. Maybe your hand is like a vise, but mine is not. I've got a lot of moving parts in here. Tendons, muscles, bones, joints, all kinds. And then you got this wrist thing that swivels around in all different directions, right? And then you keep going up and you got an elbow, and then above that you got a shoulder. So there is no way that anybody's going to hit the spine of this knife with a 5-pound sledgehammer or something while I'm holding it, and something's not going to move to absorb that pressure. I mean, this knife is not going to stay static. This is going to move. These are going to move. Something's going to move. So really, and my question is, how do you hold something out in the middle of space and time and something just comes out of nowhere and whacks the back of the blade? I mean, the blade, if I'm doing cutting chores, I'm not doing them like this. I'm doing them like this. So I'm actually putting pressure down on the item that I'm cutting. That is putting pressure back up this way. So if I'm batoning this through something, I'm batoning it, but it's coming in contact with something. It's not out in the middle of the air. It's not like there's no resistance under here. There is resistance coming up this way. I'm just throwing this out like just basic physics, maybe? I don't know. I mean, just take a knife that is like a liner lock like this. It's like, really, how much pressure does this have to really take? I mean, let's say you throw yourself off a cliff and you have the knife like this and you're headed for the bottom of the canyon and it's solid rock. When you hit that the bottom of the canyon like 800 foot down, probably the fact that this spine folds up on your hand is going to be pretty much the least of your problems at that point. Just saying. I know I'm being funny and facetious and everything, but really your hand is not a metal vise. You're going to move. You're going to move, and hopefully, you know, your body's designed in such a way that it could actually absorb the blow that might happen to a knife, and therefore it's really not going to have that kind of force on it. I guess if you jam this into I thought about this, jam it into a tree, you know, pound it into a tree, and then you use this as a stair step. You know, you have like 10 of these Immortal knives and you stick them up to different levels so you can climb up the back of them. Okay. Although I don't think these are considered pitons or, you know, I'm just saying probably most people are not going to have that situation occur. I think good enough is good enough. Hey, it's a great lock. It's very sturdy. It's tough. I just don't understand the testing thing. I don't think that's a real world scenario. And I don't really see it as much of a laboratory or well thought out scientific experiment. Just saying. Just saying. And, you know, if you put something like this is a liner lock knife. A lot of people just love to play with these things, right? Or flipper knives, right? They love flipper knives. They love liner, whatever, right? So it's great. And so this is kind of becomes a pocket fun fidget tool as well as a good knife. This, yeah, not really a fidget tool. And I know, I mean, Greg Medford said on his, you know, his knife, not Praetorian, I think it was the other, but he goes, like on his warranty paperwork, he says, you know, if you want a flipper toy, go get you, you know, get you a spinner top or whatever. Okay, I understand that, but you know what? People do mess with their knives. They just do. I mean, they get fidgety. They got something sticking there in their pocket. They got some kind of a knife, and they do weird stuff. I mean, watching TV, going here or there, whatever, they just mess with it, okay? And so there is that kind of factor, of fun factor, that guys do have with knives. And if you don't have that fun factor, let's just pull this in. You know, this is easy. I can just sit here. I can just do this, right? I can do this. Still a good knife, frame lock, locked up hard. I don't think it's going to fail, and it's not going to fail. I mean, the harder you grip it, the more the frame is engaged. I don't know. I think you could hit this pretty freaking hard. I don't know. I think it's overbuilt, and it's nice that if you feel like you're in a... I'm trying to imagine a situation. I'm just saying, if you took this knife in to a public place and took, you know, some other knife into a public place, frame lock flipper, right? And you go, which one do you prefer? I think this is not going to get the vote. And so I'm wondering, I do want to sell knives to people. I do care what people think. So, I don't know, like 98% of the market's axis locks, you know, liner lock, frame lock, other locks, you know. So, I mean, this is obviously not the only locking mechanism that you can have. And it's incredibly tough. And I think that Cold Steel is ballsy as hell for doing the designs they do, because I love that. I mean, I think they're total renegades and crazy people, which I love. I love the fact that they've got the guts to do this. On the other hand, I'm going, I don't know if you have to be married to the triad system. Just saying. Maybe something a little bit more whimsical. Maybe something a little bit more playful or fidgety, toolish, that can also be, you know, kind of just an enjoyable. But, I mean, these do kind of settle down after a while. But they're just not the same. But, what a design. Excellent materials. Great grippy G10. And maybe I've just insulted the crap out of everybody. I don't mean to. It's just me, and I've heard this from other viewers, so I'm not alone in this thought pattern. And I do like this knife. I do. And would I carry this knife? Yeah, I would carry this knife. It's tough. And, you know, I don't really do a lot of showing off of knives to people when I go out anyhow. So, yeah, I want a knife that I can carry, that I can depend on, and yeah. But I think I can depend on a lot of my knives. So for flash factor or fun flipper factor or whatever, no, this is not the knife. But design factor, this is some crazy stuff. And I think this would be something, yeah, I would love to show. You got this badass skull crusher on the end. I call it a skull crusher. I don't know. But it's an impact area. You know, and I thought this was G10 or something, but I bid on it, and it doesn't, it tastes like aluminum to me. I'm going, you know, I can't tell sometimes. You know, G10's pretty solid stuff, but you know what? I'm just saying it tasted metallic. Yeah, but I don't think that's steel. I think that's aluminum. Check it out. Yeah. But, you know, they're thinking. They're thinking. Impact tool. You know, sculpted G10. This Gladius. You know, see how this comes out like this? This is so cool. I do like this. And this sword. I call it Gladius. I don't even call it Immortal. It's just so weird, isn't it? But, yeah. They have some great designs, and they are fearless in what they do. But yeah, you know, they've got their crowd of people that are very devoted to the Cold Steel brand and to the Triad lock because it is so tough. And they're people that ain't playing. You know, they are pretty enthusiastic about the Cold Steel product. And, you know, I don't blame them. I just wonder, what would Cold Steel do if this was a compression lock? Let's say this was like the Para 2, and it was a compression lock, and you just push that in, like, and then this blade just swings open. You can just swing it open with one hand. Swing it out, closed, like a compression lock, right? I mean, would that be so bad? I don't know. Just saying. I mean, get the old guys something they can actually use. Because, you know, when you get older, you avoid difficult situations. You know? You do. You avoid tools and or challenges that might be difficult, painful, you know, irritate or inflame your tendons or muscles. And so this may not be for you. The young and the healthy. And it's too bad. I mean, we need to make a Cold Steel for people who have less musculoskeletal and or, you know, joint problems. Just put them in on the books, right? Make something for them. Do this in an arc lock, compression lock. I'd jump all over it. So I'm done beating up on the Triad. Sorry. I didn't really set out to do that, but I've just been mulling it in my head. Just like, make something for the other people. This is getting smoother, actually. It really does get smoother, but it's still, you know, it's still a bit of an effort. A bit of an effort. You've got the Immortal. Nice knife. Big knife. Comfortable knife. Great blade steel. Very sharp. Very piercy. I mean, nothing wrong with this knife. You know, what can I say? I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to let you trash me. Call me anything you want. Just don't call me darling. That would be bad. Because we love them knives. Yes, we do. Hey, stay sharp, my friends.